Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Nelly's Way, or if this is the first time you're joining me, welcome to my channel. Now my name's Nelly and this channel is used to track my weight loss journey and all the ups and downs that go along with it. Now I haven't really up until this point made a video on why exactly it is that I wanted to lose weight or want to lose weight, so I figured maybe this is a time to let you guys have a little bit of insight in why I started it in the first place. Now, I'm assuming that most of the reasons that I'll be summing up are probably the same reasons that a lot of people have to lose weight. It's kind of a universal thing, but if you're interested in seeing or hearing me talk about my reasons exactly, then stay tuned. Now, just to give you an idea, I started my weight loss journey pretty much in halfway of March 2020 at 110 kilograms, which was 242.5 pounds. And last Monday, Mondays are my weighing days, I weighed in at 84.6 kilograms, which is 180 something pounds. I'll put it up here somewhere. So yeah, I've already lost a little bit over 25 kilograms, or I think it was 56 pounds or something. So, you know, I'm well on my way to reaching my goal, which is to get to 80 kilograms. I'll probably go lower than that once I reach it, but I just want to get to that 80 kilograms goal first. Now, I kind of categorized these reasons in 3 categories, and the first one, and the most important one I believe, is health. The biggest, most important reason to be losing weight is definitely my health. There's a few factors that play into this. For those of you who have watched previous videos of mine, I've shown you, like, you know, body images of like progression photos and all that there, and in that you can really tell, or it's very noticeable, that my weight or my weight problems really focus mainly on my stomach. And I've always heard that if the focus of your fat is mainly on your stomach, that's actually the most unhealthy place to carry all your weight. So for me, that was really a sign of like, I need to do something, because if I'm carrying most of my fat around my waist, then that might become an issue later on. So it's already gone down quite a bit, so that's good. I'm hoping to get it down a little bit more, but I'm well on my way to getting a healthier waist. Another thing about my health is my knees, especially when I was at my highest weight. My knees were really suffering from it. You know, I went jogging every now and again back then as well. And I managed, but I could definitely tell that my knees were suffering from it a bit. Also, I live on the 3rd floor of an apartment, so so yeah, no, every time when I got up the stairs, my knees, I could really feel it in my knees as well. It was just hurting. I couldn't really do squats. I just think that the pressure of all that weight on my joints was just too much for it to carry. Right now, I rarely feel the same types of pains that I was feeling before, so I'm super happy about that. I sometimes feel it when I've been doing like a lot of squats, or if I went jogging and then do like some more exercise, then I kind of feel it a little bit maybe, but definitely nowhere near the way I was feeling it before. So again, super happy about that as well. Then there's two things that sort of join together, I suppose, especially during the summertime. You know, when it's a little bit warmer, my under boobs would like chafe, you know, because of the sweat, and then the underwire of your bra, and then it was a whole thing where it was really painful. You get like a little bit of a rash, and it's just the chafing of your boobs. It's just, oh, all the ladies out there, or bigger ladies, you know what I'm talking about. It was just so painful and uncomfortable, and it's just the whole thing. I have to say, this summer I actually didn't have any boob chafing, so like, I think that's the first summer in my adult life where I didn't have like the boob chafing situation going on. Might have something to do with COVID-19 as well, where I was wearing a lot more comfortable bras at home, but I don't know. I'm gonna say that it has to do with the fact that I've lost quite a bit of weight since March towards the summer. But yeah, so that, and then the second one is the chub rub. So you guys know, like when you have like bigger inner thighs and you're walking, and I do like to walk. I like going for long walks, but I definitely need to prepare for that and wear the right type of like leggings or whatever, and not like super short shorts, because when those thighs, like when they rub together, that is, it's like a freaking diaper rash or something. It's just so incredibly painful. Yeah, that is something that I'm very much looking forward to never experiencing again, ever. Again, this is something that I actually barely had over the summer, and I have worn like shorts and skirts and all that there. It happened, but not to the extent where I would have had it before, like the previous years. So my thighs are getting slimmer as well, so that's nice. Another summer type of thing, this, I'm not sure if this really falls under the category of health, but I'm gonna put it in there anyway, and that is that during summertime, whenever I always cycle to work, and when I'm cycling it's fine, and then when I get there it's fine, but then when I go into the office, up the stairs, and when I actually settle down, I just break out in the biggest sweat that you couldn't believe. It's just like dripping off me like I just got out of the shower or something. It's just so embarrassing. So the first thing that I would always do when I got to the office was like just drop my things at my desk and then just go to the bathroom and get like paper towels and just like, or sometimes I would even go to the bathroom, into the bathroom stall, take off whatever it is that I'm wearing and just like fan out, just so like I could cool down a bit before I would go to my desk and say hello to everyone. Because it's just, this one time I remember, I think it was last summer, because this summer I didn't really experience that as much, but mainly because I was working from home most of the time, but still. But I remember last summer I got to the office and I wanted to like, you know, drop my things and go straight to the restroom to do my little thing, and my team leader actually approached me because she wanted to ask me a bunch of questions, and I could feel like the little sweat droplets just growing on my face, and I definitely know she noticed, because I saw her eyes sort of wander to my forehead, my eyes to my forehead, and I was like, oh, it's just so. It's just so embarrassing. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to having my body's just sort of, I don't know, adjust to doing like slight, very light exercise, and not being like, we need to cool down, let her sweat, or anything, like, you know, just like where my body's like, we just went for a little cycle, she's fine, don't let her sweat so much. Is that like, you know, it's not too much to ask for. Another health issue that I had, which has improved over the last few months, my doctor's very happy with me here, is that I had high blood pressure. It's not perfect still, but I think that kind of runs in my family, but it's improved massively. So she's actually happy with the level where I'm at now. I went to see my doctor last week. I've been doing like, you know, regular checkups. She's very pleased with the way that I'm losing weight and the pace that I'm doing it at, so, you know, yay. But yeah, that was definitely something that was a bit of a concern for me, because I felt like that was the first actual medical issue that I had experienced that has been registered that was due to my weight. So the fact that I've already been able to reverse that is something that I'm very proud of. And then the last thing that is health related, that's more to do with numbers, and that's my BMI. So I had to write this down. So when I started this weight loss journey, I was actually at 36.8, which apparently was obese class 2. So I wasn't just obese, I was like obese class 2, not 1 but 2. So that kind of freaked me out a little bit. At the weight that I am now, I'm actually at 28.1. So right now I'm still overweight, but I'm no longer obese, which I am like super happy about, you know. And the goal, of course, is to not be overweight either, but just to be a normal weight. So I want to get my BMI under 25, but I'm like really close to it. Like 28.1 is like really close to that 25. So those are the main reasons for the health category. The second category is basically comfort. So I want to feel comfortable in my own skin, and I want to feel comfortable around other people. Again, so there's a few parts that have to do with that comfort category. The first one is that I've mentioned this a few times in other videos. I have a pretty big family, I suppose. I have like 3 older brothers, I have a younger sister, you know, my family, my parents, and my nieces and nephews, blah blah. And I'm the only one who has a weight issue. So it's not that they're like perfect, like they're not all perfect. Well, a few of them are physically, but like, you know, they have like little curves here and there, but no one really has an actual weight issue. I'm the only one who's really had a weight issue over the past few years or decades. Shame. So yeah, that always kind of made me feel like a bit of an outsider in my family, and you know, it's not a good feeling when you're the only one in your family and you sort of stand out. So that's something I'm looking forward to completely changing, and just being like, at least looking like I'm part of my family, you know, because they're all so beautiful, and like, my whole family is just so beautiful, and then there's like little frumpy looking. I mean, I'm a gorgeous woman, don't get me wrong. I know I'm not, you know, it's like, I'm not like, I don't know, a little gremlin or whatever, but if you would see my family, you would understand what I'm talking about. Like, I'm like frumpy one. You know? Another part of the comfort category is public transportation, which is definitely something I know my fellow overweight people understand, is that I've always been able to fit in public transportation seats, but there's always the stress that goes along with it, where you kind of, I would fit in it, but I would definitely, at my highest weight, would sort of, you know, you would definitely take up some space from other people as well, and it makes you feel so bad, because you don't want to take up space. Preferably you would be like super unnoticeable, you hope nobody sees you, and you're like, I'm sorry, I'm sitting here taking up your precious space, don't look at me, but like, ugh, you know. So you don't want to be that person, but you're also just existing. So like, it's like, I'm sorry I'm here, but you know, I need to get places, so deal with it. But yeah, no, I'm you know, you just want to be comfortable like everyone else, and just fit in your little freaking tiny little seat, and then not bulge over, and get to where you need to go without causing like scenes in my head. So, then another one is that like right now I'm single. Well, I'm kind of dating, but I'm single right now, and but before, when I wasn't single and I was seeing people or in relationships, if there's any minors watching, just, I don't want to cause like problems, just look away or pause it or like whatever, just stop watching. But you know, when you're intimate with your partner, no, actually you keep watching, this is important stuff. When you're intimate with your partner, you kind of just want to be 100% comfortable, and I usually would be, I'm not a prude or anything, but there's just, seeing as my stomach is my problem area, that's pretty much the only part of my body where I was like super uncomfortable with my partner touching it. And I'm a very affectionate person, so I love cuddling and caressing and just, you know, being like just very nice and affectionate towards each other. That's, for me, that's very important. And I love doing that to someone, but I also love receiving that. But whenever they're like, you know, when you're spooning, and then they go, when they're spooning, and then their hand goes over your waist, and you like sort of cramp up, and you're like, what are you doing? Stop! Stop! Well, that's in my head, but like usually I would just grab his hand and put it on my boob instead. So, you know, I mean, they weren't complaining about it, but like, it's just, I would prefer it if that would happen again, if I was okay with him just letting the hand rest on my waist, and not be like thinking that he's thinking like, oh, that's a lot to grab on, like, you know. That is a major issue for me. I just really want to be 100% comfortable with whoever my next buddy will be. So there's like a second part to the comfort category, which is avoiding things. So not being 100% comfortable with myself over the years has led me to avoid certain things. So I've been avoiding, like I would have avoided like social events because sometimes I would just feel like, again, disclaimer right now, and when I started this journey I was in a good place, and I still am in a good place where I have accepted myself and I love myself, but like it's taken me a long time. So like a few years ago I would have avoided like social events just because I would feel like I was just so ugly and I wouldn't have nothing to wear and nothing would suit me, and like I would be standing out in like a negative way and all of these things that are just completely ridiculous. But yeah, I don't ever, or where you're like, you know, afraid of pictures being taken, and then you look back at those pictures and you're like, oh, you're like the big one in the picture, and oh, I was just, right now I don't care. Like whenever, like at this stage of my life when pictures are being taken, that's before I lost the weight, like when pictures were being taken I was just like, just take the damn picture and then go back and like just live my life, you know. But there was a very, very large part of my life where I would have avoided all these things. And like one thing that, you know, I've come to terms with a lot of it, so I don't avoid social events because of my weight anymore, and I don't avoid having my picture taken because of my weight either. But one thing that I'm still working on is swimming. I love swimming, I actually really do love swimming, but I haven't gone swimming in I think nearly a decade. Jesus, yeah, nearly a decade. Well, maybe not a decade, like maybe 7 years, 6 or 7 years maybe. Yeah, I would have to look it up. But yeah, I just want to be comfortable in a swimsuit, not even a bikini, just a regular one-piece swimsuit, be comfortable in that, and then I want to go swimming next summer. My hope was to reach that point by December, by the end of this year. Getting closer, but I feel like I have one swimsuit from years and years ago, and I've tried it on, and I'm not really at the stage yet where I feel comfortable going out in public like that, at a swimming pool or whatever. So I'm hoping that by next summer I'll feel comfortable enough to just wear a swimsuit and go out and don't feel like I'm, you know, what am I even trying to say? What do I feel like I'd be like if I would wear a swimsuit? I don't know. I just want to feel comfortable in a swimsuit. So that's something that I have been avoiding for years now. I have been invited to go swimming plenty of times, and I do want to go swimming again. So hopefully I'll be able to do that in the summer of 2021. Especially because my brother lives like right at the beach, and my nieces and nephews love going, and they all go surfing. I've never gone surfing, but they all go surfing, and I'm like the only one who doesn't. And I'm like, oh, you know, it's just. So hopefully, 2021, summer of 2021, will be my swimsuit summer. Okay, it's like. And then the third category, which is not as important as the other two, but still, you know, important enough, is shopping and clothing. So again, people who have been or are in my situation know the struggle of having to go shopping for bigger sizes, like especially when you're in Europe. I believe, I think it might be a little bit easier in the US maybe, I'm not sure, but like I know here in Europe it's not that easy to find clothes that fit you. There's very, very limited options in shops, first off, and then the shops that you can go to, even then, they're just like, they're very limited options. And then the options that you do have, they're just, it's like they don't want overweight people to look nice. They just want you to look like a freaking tent or something. Like, so yeah, there's, I think, 3 shops. Well, the past few years there have been 3 shops where I could find clothes that would fit me, and that actually says a lot. I could find clothes that would fit me, but they weren't necessarily my style or something that I really thought was beautiful, but it fit me, so I buy it anyway, because, you know, you need clothes. But I feel like I've wasted a lot of years in developing a certain sense of style, because I just didn't have the option to develop a certain sense of style, because I was very limited in anything that I could buy. I mean, I do have like a sense of style in my head, but you know. So yeah, the shopping experience in itself has generally been relatively depressing sometimes, where you're like, okay, you know, it's payday, you're feeling it, you're like, I'm gonna go shopping today, I don't care how much it, well, you know, I do, there's a limit, but like, you don't have to like, you know, only buy one thing, you just go out and you go shopping and you treat yourself. And then you end up in these shops and you try these things on and they don't fit, or they look horrible, or the, ugh, and then you don't buy anything and you're just, you know, you're just, sorry, my camera died there for a second. So yeah, anyway, like I said, you know, you end up just leaving without buying any clothes, and I usually would have gone and bought like something to eat instead. So then the clothes that you do have, there's another, that's part clothing and part comfort actually. It's, you know, when your clothes are like just super tight and they're sort of like cutting into your skin a little bit, like especially with like belts, and you would sit and then, or when you take off your clothes, you'd have little lines everywhere because they were just so tight on you, like your bras, and like, oh, that is, I've actually haven't really experienced that in a little while now. It's, I need to really appreciate the work that I've put in so far, because like the differences and the advantages that I've experienced, I've noticed them, but I feel like I need to appreciate them more, because when I think back on how uncomfortable I was going through life, then I really find like I'm finding a newfound appreciation for this new body and this new way of living, like really. So yeah, that's the clothing. And also there's this one thing, I'm not like a super girly girl. I usually just sort of like throw something on, and then not always, sometimes I do put in a little bit more effort, but like it depends on who I'm hanging out with. Like there's like group of friends that think that I'm like, you know, the one who's just sort of I would say like my work friends especially, because they're very much into like their brows and their nails and like very nice clothing, and I'm just sort of like look like I rolled out of bed and went to the office, because often that would be the case. And then there's a group of friends who think I'm like super preppy, which I'm not, but maybe in comparison. It's like, you know, it depends where I'm at. But yeah, anyway, what I was going to get at is, I'm not super girly, but every now and again I do like wearing a heel, because it sort of makes or breaks your outfit. And I haven't really worn heels in a long time, except for at like weddings last year, because they're just so uncomfortable. Like, and I think, I'm pretty sure that has to do with, well, first of all, heels usually not being comfortable, but I feel like they were extra uncomfortable for me because of all of the weight and pressure that I was putting on my feet in those tiny little heels. It's just, no, I usually wear sneakers now because they're comfortable. I finally saw, you know, I found the light, seen the light, and I go for comfort more than I go for like a certain look anyway. But I do like having the option of saying like, today I'm gonna be wearing some heels, because I do have some nice heels. I just never wear them because like I'm killing myself here, you know. But I do want to, like, if there's ever another wedding again, I like weddings, but you know, COVID sort of ruins it now. But yeah, you know, if there's ever another wedding again, I do want to be able to wear the heels like for most of the night. And be comfortable with it. Like usually by the end of the night, there's like in the corner somewhere while I'm dancing barefoot like on the dance floor, but for most of the night, especially when the pictures are being taken and everything, I just want to feel comfortable in those heels. So yeah, that's the clothing part. So those are basically the main reasons why I want to lose weight. I'm sure there's others, but those are the ones I could think of. I'm pretty sure a lot of you will be able to relate to this. Like I mentioned, a lot of those reasons have already improved, or I've already shown improvement throughout the course of this journey. So I'm like extremely pleased about that, and I'm very much looking forward to yeah, reaching new goals and feeling just more comfortable and healthier and going shopping. The plan is like sales happen like after New Year's here. Well, maybe like it might go to February because of COVID, but normally it's in January. The whole month of January is like sales. So the plan is to hopefully have reached my first goal by then, and then just go like mad. Just go shopping. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, I hope that you found this relatable. I hope that perhaps this would inspire you enough to also join in and on a weight loss journey if you need to lose weight. If you don't, like, you do you. You know, just live your happy life. But if you're thinking about your health and all that there, and you want to lose weight as well, I hope that this inspires you to make that first step and just, you know, keep going and really just focus on yourself and work on you, because everyone deserves that, really. You deserve to be the best version of yourself, and you just deserve to be comfortable and happy with yourself. So that's what I'm going for. Getting there one step at a time, but I'm getting there. But yeah, I'll continue on, and I'll continue to show you guys the progress as well. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching my video. Hoping to see you in my next video as well, and see you next time. Bye.